In the heart of New York City, beneath the glittering skyline, sat a shivering girl on a park bench. Her hands clutched a worn-out leather diary. Her clothes were thin, her face pale, but her eyes held a storm. Her name was Arya Khan, only 17, once a top student at a prestigious private school. Her parents had poured every ounce of love and effort into raising her. Her father, a professor, and her mother, a writer, always told her, "Your mind is your real home. Build it strong, and no one can take it away." She was smart. Ambitious. A future software engineer with dreams of building an app to help homeless kids get food, shelter, and hope. But fate had its own cruel script. One rainy morning, on her way to school, Arya received a phone call that shattered her soul, a horrific car accident. Her mother died on the spot. Her father followed just 3 days later. With no siblings, Arya was sent to live with her estranged aunt, her mother's half-sister. But the house she hoped would be shelter, became a cage. Her aunt treated her like a burden. No meals unless she cleaned. No books unless she begged. Arya's school books were torn, her scholarship papers burned in anger. "You think you're better than us? With your dead parents and fancy books? You're nothing," her aunt would yell. One night, after enduring one last slap and sleeping on the kitchen floor, Arya looked at the sky and whispered, "I won't cry anymore. I'm leaving. Even the streets are kinder than this house." She packed a small bag with just her mother's diary, her father's pen, and an old USB drive full of her coding work, and left. 3 days passed. She slept on sidewalks, skipped meals, watched others pass her like she was invisible. Until he noticed her. Xavier Henry, billionaire tech mogul, widower, philanthropist. The world saw his luxury, but few saw his loneliness. On his way from a charity event, he saw Arya sitting under a flickering street lamp, eyes closed, shivering, barely conscious. He pulled over. "Are you all right?" he asked gently. "I just need a chance," she murmured. "I have ideas. I just need warmth." Xavier didn't ask questions. He offered her a coat, a seat in his luxury car, and a safe room in his mansion. The world called it madness. But he called it humanity. In Xavier's home, Arya found a desk, a laptop, and silence. She spent hours rebuilding her app, New Life, a digital bridge for homeless kids to get access to food banks, safe shelters, online learning, and mental health support. Xavier saw her passion and offered full funding. "You're not a project," he told her. "You're a revolution in disguise." But not everyone welcomed her. Xavier's only daughter, Claire, was cold from the moment Arya arrived. "How sweet," she sneered. "A street girl coding in our living room. This isn't a charity house." Day by day, Claire grew crueler. She mocked Arya's clothes, her background, her dreams. "You think you're special because my dad pities you? You're just a pity case in a hoodie." Arya said nothing. She focused on her work. Until one day, Claire ripped apart Arya's mother's diary and threw it at her feet. "Go back to the streets where you belong." That night, with silent tears and a quiet goodbye, Arya packed her things and disappeared from the mansion. In a rundown hostel, Arya worked alone on New Life. She coded until her fingers ached, pitched her idea to NGOs, and found small donors. The app launched within 6 months. And it exploded. Thousands of downloads. Media attention. Nonprofits wanted partnerships. Children across the US were getting real help. But Arya remained anonymous. No interviews. No public speeches. She wanted the spotlight on the mission, not on herself. Then came an unexpected call. A national talk show invited the founder of New Life to speak. She refused. But then she thought of her parents. And said yes. The studio lights were bright. The anchor asked, how did this all start? Arya looked into the camera and said. I was once a girl with no home, no food, no hope. But one man, without asking who I was, gave me warmth. And that moment saved me. If you have the power to save even one soul, do it. Because you might just be saving a future world changer. Across town, Xavier and Claire were watching live. Tears streamed down Xavier's face. Claire covered her mouth, shaking in guilt. The next morning, Xavier personally went to find Arya. He found her teaching coding to homeless teens at a community center. He walked up and said. You were never a guest in my house. You are the daughter I never knew I needed. Claire stepped forward, eyes red, and said. I was cruel. I was afraid of your strength. Please, forgive me. Arya looked at them both, then smiled softly. I don't carry hate. I carry hope. Let's build something better, together. Arya returned, not as a guest, but as co-CEO of Xavier's foundation. Claire became her closest ally. New life expanded across continents. Arya was honored at the UN. She built shelters, trained thousands of volunteers, and inspired a global movement. From park bench to power podium. Arya became a symbol. Never underestimate someone who's been broken. Because when they rise with the fire to change the world.